Hi and welcome to Love Doing Yoga on this Monday evening. Hope you really got to enjoy that fabulous sunshine we had this weekend. It is due to that fabulous sunshine that I am incredibly late recording this video, so it's going to be unfortunately a little shorter than our normal long Monday one. Hope you don't mind that. Maybe you'll be delighted to have the extra time, or maybe you'll do this twice. So yes, apologies for that as I'm running very late. But as always, throughout the practice, listen to your body and only do what feels right for you today. So we shall begin our practice today lying down. And keeping your knees bent if you like, as you just slow down. Letting go of your day and everything that's going on in your world. And just bringing yourself to your mat. No roles, no responsibilities. Just spending the next while connecting your body with your mind through your breath. Feeling those connection points with the mat. Becoming aware of yourself on your mat and the space you're occupying. And then letting your attention go to your breath, inhaling through your nose, filling your belly, pause. And then exhaling through your nose. Taking one more breath here like this. And then when you're ready, rolling over onto your side, coming up to sit. And as we sit here, letting those feet come out either side of the mat, toes pointing outwards. You know what's coming next. We're coming into a squat. So making your way into your version of squat, whatever works for you. As you draw yourself into it, pressing those elbows against the knees and the knees against the elbows. Lengthening through the spine. And then focusing on your breath as we take 3 breaths here. Then letting the hands come down here onto the mat. Let's step the right leg back, turning this left foot to the front. We're going to make our way into a lizard's pose. So making your way down slowly, coming down maybe onto one forearm or perhaps both. Keeping the knee on the mat for now. One more breath here. And then coming up onto both hands, just framing the foot, curling the toes on the back and come into your runner's lunge. Keeping this knee over the ankle. Lengthening through the spine as you inhale. One more breath here. And then hopping that right foot forward so you can get it fully onto the mat. Keeping this left knee bent, let's rise up into a warrior one. Softening those shoulders. If it's too much of a stretch for you at this point, you can always be on the toes of that back foot. One more breath here. And then straightening this front leg, we're coming into a forward fold, but again, listening to your body. Only go into as much of a fold as you can with a straight leg, and then bend that knee if you need to. So listening all the time to what your body has to say about it. One more breath here. And then we're going to step this right foot up to meet the left. Toes together, heels a little bit apart. Dropping the hips down. Keeping those knees behind the toes. And then drawing the arms and torso up into a chair pose. Let's take 3 breaths here. And bringing the hands down. Once again, let's turn those feet out, drawing them out to the outside edge of the mat as we come back into our squat. And again, focusing on the spine, finding that length, that space in the spine. And bringing the hands down as we step the left leg back, turning that right foot in, and making your way down into your lizard pose. So onto one or both forearms. And again, listening to the body in how deep you go into this pose. We'll be coming back to them again a couple of times. So you'll have an opportunity to go a little deeper if you want. And then from here, rising up to come into your runner's lunge. So we frame the foot, curl the toes on the back foot, raising the knee, looking forward. Keeping that length in the body for this pose. And then hopping that back foot forward a little so you can get it fully on the mat, keeping that right knee bent as we rise up for our warrior one. If you have your feet nice and wide on the mat, even taking up the full space of the mat, it just encourages that those hips to come square. So you can get the full benefit of the pose with those nice square hips, raising the arms up, softening the shoulders, engaging that core as you exhale. And then folding forward over this front leg. And again, just listening to your body to decide how appropriate it is for for you to bring some length into that front leg. And stepping that left foot up to meet the right, toes together, heels apart, rising up into your chair. Remember, drawing up that pelvic floor, belly button in and up as you exhale. And coming forward, let those feet come out as we once more come down into our squat. Closing the eyes here. One more breath. And then let's flow through that sequence now a little faster, taking one breath in each pose. But remember, establish the pose first and then take your breath. So we're going from here, we're bringing the hands down, stepping the right leg back, turning that left knee to the front, and coming into our lizard pose. So down onto your forearms and find length in the spine. Take a breath. Moving it through to our runner's lunge, drawing the knee up, finding that length in the body again, and take a breath. Stepping the left or the right foot up a little closer as you rise up to your warrior one. And taking a forward fold here. Stepping that right foot up to meet the left into your chair pose. And stepping it out to come into your squat. Good, one more breath here. Let's take it to the other side, stepping that left leg back to come into our lizard pose on this side. You can be maybe encouraging that left leg back a little further now. And through to our runner's lunge. Placing the left foot onto the mat fully as you rise up for warrior one. Again, exaggerating the movement a little bit more, maybe stepping that left leg back a little further or the right leg in front a little further to just widen that distance between them. And through to forward fold. Deepening the forward fold now, and then stepping it up into your chair. And through to our squat once again. Let's do it one more time on each side. Right leg comes back, lowering down into your lizard. And drawing up to your runner's lunge for a breath. Taking it through to warrior one. and forward fold. And stepping it up to chair. And all the way back into your squat. One more breath here, find that length. Let's step the left leg back for a lizard pose. And runner's lunge. Through to our warrior one. And folding forward over this right leg. Stepping it up to our chair. And through to our squat. Good. And then from here, bringing the hands behind you, lowering down onto your mat, opening those legs out as wide as they can go. And then let's fold forward here. So again, listening to your body. This is a stretch on the inside of the thighs. So working with your body, reaching the hands out to each foot if you can, or at least towards the feet. And then as you inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, deepen. One more breath here. And then drawing back up to sit, bringing both feet in so you can hold on to your toes, finding the balance on your seat bones as we draw the legs up here, holding on to the feet, extending those legs. One more breath here, keeping a softness in the shoulders. And drawing those feet down, letting your back come down onto the mat as you, again, lift up the legs, holding onto the feet, drawing them out as far as you can. Keeping the feet flexed to really maximize the impact of the pose. One more breath here. And then bringing those feet back down onto the mat, keeping the knees bent. Rolling over onto your side, coming up to sit, and let's take it into a boat pose. So, drawing up the feet, extending the legs if you can. Let's take 3 breaths here. One more breath. And letting the feet come down onto the mat. Let's swing around to bring it into our plank. So shoulders over wrists, hands nice and active. Pressing away from the mat. One more breath here. And coming down on your knees and feet, chest and belly, and lifting into a little baby cobra. All the effort coming from your back muscles. And then let's push on up to make our way into downward dog, pedaling your way in until you're ready to come to stillness. One more breath here. And then coming down onto your knees, swinging around once again to sit in staff pose with the legs extended, feet flexed, toes pointing upwards. And we're going to take a forward fold here. Bend your knees as much as you need to as you make your way down into your forward fold. Taking 2 more breaths. And drawing all the way up to sit. Let's take a turn to the left, bringing the hands out onto the mat and keeping both seat bones connected to the mat, just lowering the upper body down slightly towards the mat. And as you rise up, let's draw this left foot up against the right leg, reaching forward with the right hand towards that right toe and drawing this left arm behind you. So you're getting a little bit of a turn again to the left. Using that left arm to just feel the back of your body, ensuring its straightness. And then from here, keeping the left leg as it is, let's just draw this right leg back. So you're bending that knee and your right shin is parallel with that long side of the mat. As we take our deer pose, that lovely front body stretch to the left. Feeling that hip extend. One more breath. And coming all the way back to the center, extending those legs out again into your staff pose. And let's fold forward here. And drawing up to sit up tall, turning to the right, lowering that upper body towards the ground, keeping that left seat bone connected. And drawing back up, let's take this right foot up against the left leg, keeping that left foot extended, flexed, pointing upwards as we reach forward towards it with our left hand, drawing that right arm behind your back and then lengthening through the spine here. So just notice, if you round your back, you'll feel it. Exaggerate the rounding. And then draw up really tall and feel how that feels against your arm. One more breath here. And then coming back to upright, let's draw this left leg back and take our twist to the right. And again, feeling that full stretch of the front of the body. And coming all the way back to center, letting those legs come out long once again. Now, if you want to do a full hour session, I suggest you rewind back to the start, go through that flow again. It's nice, hopefully you enjoyed it, a full kind of all over body, plenty of leg work, bit of core work, some nice stretches and twists at the end. So go back over that again, if you wish to stay a little longer with your practice. Otherwise, when you're ready, bending your knees, lowering yourself down onto your mat and hug those knees into your chest. Allowing the body to soften here in this tuck. And then when you're ready, letting those legs come out long and those feet flop out to the side, arms down by your side with your palms facing upwards. Softening the body, releasing it into the mat. As you let go your feet and your legs. Letting go your glutes and pelvis. The whole back of your body and shoulder blades. The front of your body, chest and shoulders. Letting go your arms and your hands. Your head, face, jaw and chin. The whole of your body, just let it go. And take a little time here for gratitude, identifying a moment of joy in your life today, no matter how trivial, how small, and letting your heart fill with gratitude for that moment. And then let your attention go to your breath. Inhaling through your nose, filling your belly, pause, and then exhale through your nose. Each breath just helping you connect a little deeper with your inner self, your true nature. keeping that focus, that attention on your breath for the next few minutes.